Let's begin. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you today?
Um, yeah, I'm fine and I have 100% energy.
100% right now at
Yes.
7:30 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah.
And do you know the reason for that?
Sometimes I don't know, but maybe I have slept for 13 hours.
Like in total or one time, start to finish?
Um, in the long time,
Like, was it one time, 13 hours, or several times, or a few times?
one time,
Like, so you started, for example, at what, 11 p.m. and you woke up at
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. Well, it's fine. It happens sometimes. Is it common for you
No, just only one time.
in life?
Yes.
Well, that's fine. It happens. I guess you needed that, right? And yeah, hopefully we'll have a productive lesson then. What do you think about writing, by the way? Do you want me to help you with that as well, or not really?
Writing?
Yeah, I'm really good at teaching IELTS writing to my students. But for that, we'll need like a separate hour, of course. Either, extend our speaking lessons by 1 hour or schedule a separate lesson just for writing, depending on how you want it.
Um, I want you to help me with writing more than speaking.
Well, great then. Like, you need to tell, well, your parents, Mrs. High, that I work with Mrs. High,
What?
so I work with Mrs. High. You should tell her that you want to have writing lessons with me. You should tell your parents so they can tell her as well, and we just schedule, we could just bypass that and you just schedule a lesson with me, right? You choose any time and we do that.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I understand.
okay, well, let's see. So actually, we could do it even maybe today if you want. We can add another hour after this lesson. I mean, like we do 1 hour speaking and then one more hour we could do writing if you want.
Um, I just have time to study speaking to 8:30 so that I have a lesson. I have a math lesson.
I understand it right after that. Okay, well, next time
Yeah.
then it's not a problem. Just actually, why not? Well, let's schedule our lesson first for the next time so that we don't waste time later on that. So today is Saturday, and when are you free next week? I'm actually free from, well, like I guess Monday, yeah, studying on Monday anytime. This is a bit easier for me these days. So when do you think we can meet next?
For speaking lesson or writing.
But we could do 2 hours if you want. Or do you want to separate
Um,
them, like 1 hour
I
one day?
I just free on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday every
Not
week.
not Monday, not Sunday, right?
Not Monday, not Sunday, not Friday, and Wednesday.
hmm So Tuesday you said, right? Tuesday. Mhm.
Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Well, Tuesday is actually kind of difficult because I have quite a few other lessons at that time. And you're sure you're not free on Monday this time?
Yes, I have another class.
Okay. We can study very light, like even, 8 to 9 or something, or 9 to 10. But it's
I
okay.
have from 7 to 10.
Yeah, I understand.
But But I think I think that on Tuesday we also have speaking lesson uh, on Tuesday at 7:30 to 8:30.
Well, we haven't agreed that it happens every week, have we? So, like, I have other students who schedule time. Like, you haven't told me that you want to study at this time every week, so we have to reschedule every single time. And
Oh,
right and
okay.
right
I
now,
understand.
right now I have that time already taken by another student. So maybe if this student cancels, then I can tell you that. But so
Okay.
far, nobody canceled, and well, it seems like I'm relatively busy until, yeah, I mean, my evening is busy. Maybe we could do it in the morning on Tuesday, like maybe 9 or 8 in the morning, like 8 a.m. on Tuesday.
Um, on Tuesday, um, in the morning, I have my schedule. In the afternoon,
You're free in the afternoon,
yeah,
like
from
12?
no, from 4 to
Oh,
from 4 hours.
well, that's evening basically because the afternoon ends at about what, 5 or so. Okay. Now, then, yeah, that's a bit difficult then. Well, how about, let's see, what when else? Maybe Thursday then? Thursday?
Yes.
Thursday, how about 7:30?
Yes.
Okay, let's let me put that in here. Thursday, 7:30 for now. If anything changes, I'll let you know about Tuesday as well. And if
Tuesday,
to Tuesday, nothing for now then.
uh, Thursday from 7:30 to 8:30.
Yeah, let me send it to you. So you'll have it in Zalo as well. Yeah. Oh, and well, yeah. I think that's good enough for now. And if you suddenly have free time in the morning, or maybe in the evening on Sunday or Monday or another day, then you let me know, yeah? So we can fit in an extra writing lesson because you said you need it. Or on Thursday we can actually meet to do just writing.
Okay.
And well, it's up to you. You basically choose what you want, and then what I need you for writing is to prepare a task one and task two in like a Google document.
Okay.
But I need you to spend 20 minutes for task one and 40 minutes.
40 minutes to task two.
Yeah, that's how it happens during the test. And I can't let you write for longer than that. So you should time yourself, yeah, and write within that time and show me what you can do so I can give you comments. If you don't do this, then it will be harder for me to help you better. Yeah,
Yes.
understandable. That's it. Now then, let's continue with the speaking practice. So for speaking, as I've told you, all we need to do is do more of this recording stuff, especially listening to yourself. Like if you do recording but without listening, then it's much less effective. It's like 20% effective. If you do listening to your own speech, that's like 100% effective. That's a big difference, right? So recording yourself is pointless unless you listen. And I can do that too, but it's mainly for you. Like I listen to you during the lesson, you listen to yourself at home. Now, this one is hmm, a part two, right? So please write down all of the questions as well. I mean, put them here as well. Let me find that. Because it's very important to follow them to have a more, like a fuller answer, more comprehensive answer. This is our topic. Okay. So we've got an interesting person. We've got 4 questions. Very nice. So you've got the ad. I see you put them here. Got it. All right. It's good. I see only 3 paragraphs. So you decided not to answer the last one, right?
What?
I see 3 paragraphs, right? A, B, C. That's 3. Yeah, but there are 4 questions.
The last paragraph, it's just 2 sentences, but I I haven't written.
You mean it's you haven't, it's like it's in the recording, but you've not written it down, right?
Yeah, yes,
Oh, you didn't have time to write everything down. Oh,
yes.
I see.
I have answered the final question, but I haven't written them.
Okay, now I have a question. Why is it 250?
My fluency
Why is it so
is
long? Like, does it include the preparation time too?
no. I have prepared for this speaking for 1 minute, just 1 minute. But I think my fluency has some problem.
Problems in this case, some problems.
Yeah,
And
some problem.
I still don't understand what you're talking about. I'm just asking, why is it so long? Why is it 2 minutes, 50 seconds? It should be maximum 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So why is it so long? Is it because you wanted to answer everything? You wanted to answer
Mm,
all of the, oh, I see. Okay, let me listen a little bit.
well, if I had one wish, I would use it to
You actually said one wish here, but you wrote, eh.
make Pep Guardiola my favorite football. Made Pep Guardiola my favorite football manager and a very interesting person.
Okay, so here you have, what is it, this name? And,
Yeah.
well, I assume it's not Vietnamese, but it's still like a foreign name, and it's a bit hard to understand. Better to avoid that. Just avoid names like in a foreign language, because you don't have to name them. There's just no need. Or if you really, really want to, well, then you need to say like, okay, so there's the football player or whatever, manager, and then where are they from? They're from like Spain, or he or she's from Spain or something, I don't know. And their name in Spanish is this. And that's all right. But then when you're just saying like, I would like what is it? I would use it to meet this, makes no sense because it sounds like you mispronounce something, you know? Anyway, let's see.
He's an internationally acclaimed football coach and an iconic of football field. So
And I said an iconic football field, I think.
and an iconic of football field.
Oh,
So to
football
begin,
field. Okay. So when you listen to yourself, please write down exactly word for word. And if you want to change it, then you need to show it in a different color or show that it's a change. Here we have a suggesting feature like this, very useful. Yeah, that's all. Now, so you can't speak for 250. Yeah, that's way too long. You have to always stop at 2 because you will not get 3 minutes. And it's a bad habit too to expect to speak for longer. That's why I teach you about 2 sentences per question, at least one, and don't overextend. You didn't even have the patience to write it all down, right? It's just too much. Well, of course, so yeah, that's natural. Now, so we need to deal with this, and how do we deal with this? We just try to be compact and not like when you're telling a story, you shouldn't like add extra unnecessary details. Again, about 2, maximum 3 sentences per question, and usually just 2, especially if you speak slowly. If you're like fluency, as you said, like if the speech doesn't really flow that well, then yeah. I like the start though. If I had one wish, I would use it to me. Like, who taught you this? Where did you learn it?
I learned by myself,
Well,
not
where?
from other stars.
Like, where did you read
Uh,
it?
mm, I read it. I remember that I read from a book
Okay, so you're
and
reading.
I read and I watched movie. Some movie of fairy tale say that.
In a fairy tale, in a movie, it was said like this, right?
Yeah.
Nice. That's very good. If I had one wish, I would use it to meet my favorite football manager. Very good start, though. I like this. Now he's an internationally acclaimed football coach. Let's check this real quick. Nationally acclaimed football coach. Yeah. I guess that's something people do say. And an iconic an iconic. Well, you said coach, right? That makes a bit more sense. I mean, you've added that, but without it, and an iconic maybe person in the football field. Yeah, an iconic and generally iconic person in the football field. All right, very good. How you knew him? I'm a big fan of uh, Manchester City. What is this?
The name of football club.
Do you need to say that? Because it sounds like you're talking about a real city.
What?
It sounds as if you are talking about a city, not a football team.
Uh,
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of whatever it is, a football team called Manchester City. So actually, he's an, let me listen. Oh, yeah, pronunciation, iconic.
iconic.
What is this? Yeah, okay.
A football field. So to begin with, in the first place, I'm a big fan.
You have here something you said in the first place. You said this, but you didn't write it down. Please be careful. Very, like, be accurate when you write it down. Well, what is this? In the first place? That doesn't sound right. Yeah. So to begin with is enough. I'm a big fan.
Of Manchester City. So actually, um, Pep Guardiola is one of the most significant person in this club. Talking about
So you said something completely different. You see, this is what you said. What changed? Did you change it later? While
what?
typing it, while listening to your recording and typing it out, did you change anything?
Yeah,
So
I change. I change some words because I want to paraphrase them in speaking. In speaking, when I listen them, I realize some problems.
great. Okay, so the point is, you should do this, but I still need to see the original and I need to see your corrections together. Yeah. So that's why I highly suggest to do this suggesting mode. Yeah, I recommend it. I recommend doing this suggesting feature, using it a lot to correct yourself. This way I see your improvements too. All right, so you said one of the most significant, so an indispensable person in, you said in a team. What team? Any team?
in that team.
So in this Manchester City, whatever club is it or something? Yeah. So an indistant. So actually, so and so actually he sounds way better than repeating this confusing name. An indispensable person in the team. Very important to say there because well, I guess kind of makes sense. Like in anywhere he would go, he'd be an indispensable team member. We're talking about Pep. What is this like talking about Pep? Like, what are you trying to say?
I
Paraphrase, please.
mm, paraphrase that phrase.
Paraphrase that phrase, yes.
Talking about mm, more informations about him.
Informations, you said? Is it countable?
No, uncountable
Information only.
information. I
So again, what can you say? You try to connect,
mm,
right? Try
yeah.
to use a connective, so?
So mm, let me see. Additionally,
Alright, that's better. But still, I guess it doesn't really fit in here, so just an indispensable person. Then to tell you more about who he is, yeah, like this. But this is not the question. The question is how you knew him. And okay, here you have like a beginning of that, for something for a start. So you know this team, and he is part of it. Then you should have said something like, well, okay, like of course I know this team very well, and I've eventually figured out that he is the manager. That's it, right? Suddenly you're talking about to tell you more about him. Well, that's part of the first question, right? You should put it here. Okay, so you could have put it. He's like an iconic person. He is this professional whatever player. No, all right. You just copied from like some.
Wikipedia.
You copied it from Wikipedia. Wikipedia, right?
Yeah.
But why? Like, did you add it? Did you not say this in the recording?
Who said that in the recording?
Were you reading from Wikipedia in the recording?
No, I just note some information about him in my notes, and then I speak, not copy from Wikipedia.
But here it looks like it was copied from Wikipedia. Why? No? Wasn't? Alright, let me listen.
Talking about some information of Pep Guardiola, he is a Catalan professional football manager and former player from Spain, and he is currently the manager of my favorite team. So Guardiola is the only manager to win the continental treble twice.
So I don't see. You were reading this from Wikipedia while answering. All right, just don't do that, okay? Let's not use any Wikipedia. No, so you have 1 minute. You can't use the internet. Only your own notes. Yes. Ideally, you have, for example, 4 questions here. How do we make notes? How do we do that? You have 1 minute.
Keywords. Yeah.
keywords, and you have about 15 seconds per question to think about. Just come up with a quick answer. And if you can, with an advanced word or an idiom, less common vocabulary, and you write down only that less common vocabulary, like 1, 2 words, enough, more than enough, and that's it. Or if you cannot come up with any special words, less common idioms or whatever, then you just write down the basic answers. Yeah. But the key is to answer all of the questions within 1 minute. But I don't understand how you did this. Like you copied it from the Wikipedia, but then how? Like you just like you don't have that access to Wikipedia during the test. So then some years ago he came to, what was this, Man City?
The club name.
Okay, I see. And transformed this club from the middle club in Premier League to world class to a. I'm not sure about middle club. Is it a real thing? It doesn't exist like that. What do you mean by middle club? Middle, like
Mm,
from an average, maybe you mean an average club, yeah? Like average, not too good, yeah? So he and helped this club transform from an average one in how can it be though average in Premier League? Premier means like already like high level, right? How can it be an average? I
no,
guess
Premier League is the
league,
name of Premier League.
Premier. Look at the pronunciation. You see this? Well, we
It's the
have
name of
uh-huh.
it's the name of the champion.
Do you know what
Yes,
champion means? Champion? It's a person, right?
the winner.
Name of the winner. What winner? So this is the highest level. It's the level. It's not a winner or a champion. It's a level
It's labeled.
of the English football. It's actually English specifically. Yeah, English Football League system. All right. So you
Okay.
need to understand that. Like if you're using that in your English, you can't just copy or whatever. You need to fully understand it. Or don't use that. Use something simple. Use simple words. Otherwise, and league, Phuong, league. Try
League
premier.
Premier
Or in British, we have a little bit different,
Premier.
like premier. But I use
Premier
American. Like you can use both, I
Premier
guess. Premier, a different stress too, as you can see. Premier versus
Premier
premier, right? Well,
Premier
both of them
Premier.
are fine, actually. So you choose yourself. And again, so if you say these things, you need to know what they mean and how to pronounce them. If you don't, it's pointless. You're just wasting time saying that. Yeah. So okay, so there's this average club, and then became a world class football or soccer club. Yeah. And then additionally, something that I think he is. Mhm. Can you paraphrase this, please?
Um. Well, something.
Well, use other words. You know many English words, right? You know some structures. You know this and that. So can you please try to, well, paraphrase this?
Something that I think I see. Mm,
Actually, the whole thing here. Did anyone help you do this? You did it all on your own, yes?
yes, do it my own.
No, like Google Translate, no, anything else. Yeah, just all right. Good,
No,
good. That's good. But this is like, looks like nonsense, basically. You need to make it not nonsense. Yeah? Let's go. I want to give you a chance to do it on your own without my help at first.
Something that I
So think about the idea. Extract the main idea from this and use your own words right now, different words, to tell me what you're trying to say. So additionally, so in addition, to add to that, on top of that, plus what?
to to additionally um he is an exciting person, uh not only for his characteristic but also for his way to act with the football player.
Okay, so there are a couple of mistakes here. Try again.
um Additionally, um I think he's an exciting person, um because not only he's uh not only the way that he behaves with his football player, but also um
But also
uh,
what?
but also his repute reputes
Re
reputes of the football players as his family.
Oh, okay, I see. Now, well, let's see. You're trying to use this not only but also structure. I've noticed. If you really want to use it, you need to understand how it works, right?
Yes.
So it's used in formal contexts, which is fine, like mostly in writing, yeah. Speaking a little less
Yes.
common, but okay. Then overall, it's pretty simple, right? Something caused not only this, but also that, yeah. The car not only is economical, but also feels good to drive. Sometimes you can even leave out also, right? Not only as an actor, but as a person. Yeah. If you want to add emphasis, do you know what it means? To add emphasis, to stress, to make it more important. Yeah. Is that what you're trying to use it for here?
Yes.
Right. So for that, this is like the main usage. Here we have like the most basic form of it, but that's again mostly writing. And if you're doing speaking, then to add emphasis, you need to, it says what? In invert
Invert.
the subject and the verb, right? So for example, not only was it raining, but also somebody was late. Yeah? Not only will they, yeah, but that's at the beginning of a clause. You could try this. Additionally, not only,
Is he not only is he re, re, reputes his football player as his
okay,
family.
let's see. I don't fully understand what you mean by uh, let's check together, right? I genuinely understand what you're trying to say, like respect, I assume. Mm, like British, like considers, right? Repute, but it's not used like uh, anymore, I would say. Like nobody says it like that, really. Mm, we don't even have the verb here. So anyway, like you try to say he, like he thinks of them, right?
I would like to say that he he's recognized his football player as his family.
That's much better. So just say that recognizes.
Recognize
Ziz.
recognizes
So he recognizes, he sees his.
he's he recognizes his football player as his family.
Players.
What?
Players.
Players.
Yes. Okay, so that's better. Just sees, you can say. You can use simple words is fine. Something like recognizes is a little bit too complicated, yeah? Sometimes. To pronounce it well in a, when you have other things to worry about, it's hard. So just use something simple. Now, that's better. And again, this is like you have several layers here. Less common vocabulary, sentence structures, and fluency. And pronunciation at the same time. It's so hard, right? If you're using this, you need to fully understand it and practice it. Try again. So
Not only
additionally, yeah, you have a connective first or whatever else you say. Like on top of that,
additionally, mm,
you can try.
on top of that, mm, he is not only is he recognized his football players.
You messed up the basic sentence structure now. Like just not only is he, that's done, and the rest is like a normal sentence. Yeah? Why recognized? That doesn't make sense here. He recognizes. Yeah? Recognized, past participle, totally different sentence structure. You're trying to say he sees players as family. Yes? Well, then recognizes.
Recognizes.
Or just sees or thinks of them as a part of his family. Or as just as part of his family. Yeah, we'll try again. One more time. No mistakes.
On top of that, not only is he recognizes his football players as a part of his family,
Not only then does he recognize. So you see, you need to think ahead how it works because you cannot say is recognized. We don't say is do, right? He is do that. He is did this. Like it's total nonsense, right? Grammatically. So you need to adjust that. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe better not to use this not only structure at all. Just whatever. Forget about it, right? Or if you use it, you have to fully understand it. Well, let's try again with the structure.
on top of that, not only does he recognizes
No, because we
his
have does. You don't need an z anymore.
uh,
Does he recognize from the start?
okay, okay. On top of that, not only does he recognize his football players as his part of a family, he
His
also
football players,
as a part of his family. He also he also
but
but also he's a character he a good-hearted person.
much better. Yes, he is a good-hearted person. So you see, there's so many levels here, right? To like really like put it all together. And did you know what? Like you had to add intonation as well on top of everything. Yeah, so intonation, like, not only is he or does he do this, but also, you know what? He's a great person as well, right? So you need to add that emotion, understanding through intonation. Well, that's like band nine. It's whatever, I guess. Doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, I recommend simpler structures with clearly recognizable words and phrases that you can use without mistakes. That's number one. If you can do that, then you can add maybe some other, complex structures. But again, if you try to use them, please practice. That's why you listen to yourself, right? You listen to yourself, you see you might hear it's nonsense. So you check it. How do we check? Do you know how to check? For example, you can copy, for example, this part of your sentence and you can put it in quotes in Google. You see, like this, something that they think he's an. So, for example, this feels like no one has ever said this. If we remove a part of the sentence, suddenly we have, a version here that works, right? So you can see it. So you can check your English like this easily in Google. Do people say that? Do they not? You can use AI, so many of them these days. You can use whatever. You can ask me in Zalo too, like, does this look good to you? I can answer at any point in time, yeah? So what I'm trying to say is, like, try to first answer in a simpler way, and then later you can, while researching this, like while checking it, you can add more advanced phrases. So let me check real
To
quick.
a classical club. Um, I
And yeah, keep it 2 minutes and write everything down, please, the way it is. And don't forget to separate comments from the original speaking. Questions? Do you have any questions about this?
no.
No. Are you sure? Everything is clear?
Not yet. Can you repeat us? Can you repeat how uh what can what I have to note down if I what I have to note down if I had to just 1 minute to prepare.
All right, let's see. You're talking about this topic, or shall we grab a new one?
Um, not a particular topic.
Okay. So when I took my IELTS test, what is it, more than 5 years ago, I didn't write any notes at all. I got a 9 for speaking, no notes, just answering questions. That's why it's important to just focus on the questions. You could just look at the questions and answer them in your head, all of them. Yeah? Have 1 minute, just see them. Oh, okay, so here I say this, here I say this, here I say that. You don't have to write anything. But if you do write, it shouldn't be like sentences or even long phrases. Just write down something interesting, something less common, something you have thought of, like, oh, I've got an idea here. I can maybe say this, right? But again, for that you need to have good vocabulary. Well, that's what the test is about, right? To show that you can speak about things and be precise with what you're saying, and you need to be easily understood by people. That's all. So the general strategy is like about 1-2 advanced keywords per question. That's enough. Well, for example, here, who this person is, you can say a footballer. That's a very basic word, right? So you don't need to write it down. What is more advanced then?
Mm, consecutive.
Consecutive, yes?
Consecutive.
Consecutive. Like this?
Mm, yeah.
Or executive?
Executive. No,
Eh?
both of them.
What do you mean both of them? Consecutive doesn't even make any sense at all. Consecutive, it means like something that follows one thing.
Um,
So
he
she,
awarded his for consecutive champions.
again?
He awards He's what?
He got awarded.
He got awarded in a consecutive champions for 4 year.
He's been a champion. He's got the champion award 4 years in a row.
Yeah, 4 years
Okay,
in a row.
okay. So what you said, you can't say that at all. Like it's nonsense again. Like structure it carefully. Simple words. Try again. Who is he?
He is
A
he is
champion, first of all, right?
a
Of some
champion.
specific. I don't even know what, like exactly, like league you said, or a title. Like he has held a champion title, or you could say the, if it is like something you can describe. But if you cannot, he's held a champion title for at least 4 years now. Yeah,
Yeah.
or the football, maybe the football Premier League champion title. Yeah. Like this is what you can
Yeah.
say. So out of this, what can we say? Well, champion is a little bit more advanced. Maybe you can write league down, or well, consecutive is okay. Yeah, so like consecutive, if you can put it into a sentence, that's great. So he's held this for 4 consecutive years. He has held this title of a champion for 4 consecutive years. That's great. Try.
Um, he is a person who has award
Has been
in a
awarded. Has been awarded.
he is a person who has been awarded in a consecutive
Who has been awarded what?
awarded in
Awarded what? Not in. You cannot say in. Just what? Only what?
awarded Premier League Premier
You can't award a league. It's a level. It's not something you can award. Like a title, like a champion of the league.
uh,
The
award award champion
title is the
title.
above your head, like what you are called basically. Yes, the title. Yeah. So okay, so yeah, you see, this is why. So basically, no, you cannot use this because it's a bit too hard and it's kind of pointless. All right, I can tell you exactly how to say it now, but you will forget it quickly. So it's better to use a simpler structure, a football manager, basically, as you said. Used to be a good football player, just a good one. He has won a lot of medals, for example. Simple stuff, yeah? Try.
He is he has won a lot he has won a variety of medals, and he he is an internationally acclaimed by uh, a, acclaimed football manager.
Well, that's enough. Perfect. So you write maybe acclaimed, medals, enough, 2 words. Better than just like, I don't know, a person or a footballer. Like you don't need to write that down. Same for like how you knew him, how you heard about him. Yeah, then you can say, well, what? Advanced keywords. Give me one at least.
Mm, his
About
career
meeting a person. Yes, what vocabulary do you know about that?
meeting a person.
Well, yeah, like that's such a common thing. We meet people all the time in our lives, so that's why you have to talk about it in English, yeah, to show that you can speak about basic stuff and basic stuff well, that you can speak well about it. Meeting a person, it doesn't have to be true. You can say, "I met him on this in the street one day." On the streets, I was walking on Thursday, and I saw this guy, and I asked his name.
Come into a
Okay,
word.
huh? How
I come
you?
into a person.
Well, I ran into.
I run into.
I
I
ran
run
into.
into.
To run into means to meet accidentally, by
By
chance.
accidentally. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what you can say. All right, well, let's try. Full sentence with that
Um,
phrase.
um,
So about how I met him, that's your
about how I met him. I have I ran into
one day
one day I will run
when
into
I
about
was
how I met him. One day I ran
when I
into
was walking home from my swimming pool practice.
okay. One day talking about how I met him.
Not
w-
talking.
Uh,
Speaking of.
uh, speaking of about
Speaking of how.
speaking of how I met him. One day I had um one day when I'm hanging out alone
When I
at the
was hanging
shopping
out.
when I was hanging out alone at the shopping center. I ran into met him.
I ran into him. Ran. Past tense
I,
of run. I ran into him.
I ran into him, and
I was shocked. Yes.
I
Because
was surprised. I was surprised and over the moon that
over the
I met.
moon about the fact that, or about
I
something.
was I was surprised and over the moon about the fact that I have met such a
Outstanding
outstanding
person.
person.
But not have had. Past perfect. I've had met. But
Had
it's
met.
but yeah, it's a bit complicated. So if you make that mistake, it's fine. You can still get your 7. Um, well, all right, that's you see a bit more interesting, and that is which word was it? Like run into. That's a phrasal verb, counts as an idiom, less common vocabulary. Very good, and that's what you write down. But the problem is like you don't have the time. You have 15 seconds per question. You don't have the time to think through the whole sentence at that time. Yes. You can only think enough to write down this phrase and move on. And then you'll have to reconstruct this whole thing during the, let's say, 30 seconds you have per question, right? About 30 seconds. But okay, you at least understand where to go now, how to move there. Yeah, I hope. How to move through the note-taking process. Is it a bit more clear now?
Yes.
Right, and all you need right now is to keep it inside. Well, making notes and mostly just practicing. If you practice more, then you put it into practice, then great. That's great. Last time we had this part 3 question. Yeah, have you looked at it?
What?
We discussed this with you last time a little bit, but we didn't have time to fully review this answer. Have you looked into it or not?
Have you looked? What do you
Have you
mean?
checked? Have you checked? Have you reviewed this at home? This answer. You see, I'm showing you right now. Have you looked at it or not?
I have looked for one times.
You mean
What do you want?
you checked it once? Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay. No.
checked
No.
it once.
All right. And I still wanted to check it real quick with you again before I ask you another part 3 question. So kinds of activities young people do. So you have this, as I mentioned in speaking part 2. Well, we don't say that. Yes, it's better not to say. It's honestly, it sounds a bit condescending, a little bit condescending. You understand?
Okay.
A little bit. Well, it's not a mistake. It's not like really bad. It's just a little bit. Well, okay. As I mentioned before, and you weren't listening, like that. It's just not great. So, okay, you can say so. Um, maybe as I have stated my opinion previously, like, okay, this is at least a good English, like that. But again, it's probably better not to say this. On this, actually, we could add. So as I have stated my opinion this previously, people, or you can say how many ideas you've got in your head. That's like the most, well, the best in this case, right? The best way to answer is just to start with the ideas. What kinds of activities? So how many have you got instantly when you hear the question? Can you think of 3 or 2 or 1?
More than one, about 2 or 3.
Okay, so you say that. So from my experience, or like as far as I know, there are 3 main activities these days. My peers like to do. Peers, same people of the same age, peers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you could say, like, as far as I know, my peers, or we, or the young people, they like to do these 3 things, which are this, and that. And all right, they do this because of this, they do that because of that, and they do the third one because of the third thing. So that's it. And that's the structure for part 3, questions that are ideas based. Ideas is when you need to give a list of things, right? What kinds of activities? A list of things. You start with with how many you've got. So you get 5 seconds, by the way, to begin your answer. So you hear the question and then you count, like 1, 2, 3, and so on, right? Until 5. And that is how much you have before you have to start speaking. You don't have to immediately jump into answering. You can still think. And that is like the best. All right. Then your answer, right? People went to the beach. Why is this suddenly past tense here? Went. People go,
Go to the beach.
and pronunciation, beach.
Beach.
Longer, beach. To the beach.
Beach.
Yes, like that. Very good. People go to the beach, and we're talking about younger people. So you can paraphrase people of the younger generation, or the teenagers these days. Yeah? A bit of a paraphrase. You throw at the examiner, a paraphrase. Can you throw one at me? Young people?
Paraphrase.
Young people, yes. Here we have some options for you, but they are not very good here, unfortunately. These are weak matches. Teenagers. Well, any options?
Adolescent.
Lessons doesn't sound good in there, unfortunately. The youth,
Youngsters.
youngsters is not great, unfortunately, as well. It's not the best. Mm. Or teenagers mostly, kids, children. Mm. The generation, you can use the word generation, right? Generation, the younger generation, the people of the younger generation. Mm, yeah, peers, my peers, as I've said before, of younger age. There are many ways you can paraphrase things, and you should do that if you want to get a 7 or 6.5. So people go to the beach so as to reduce their stress. Reduce their stress. This was great. Well done. That's why I'm telling you, you have what it takes to answer these questions, you just need more practice and lessen their pressure. Well, yeah, you try to paraphrase stress, right? Lessen their pressure after hardworking day. Let's say, yeah, day, week, month, but not years. Unless you mention a vacation here, like vacation, yes, holidays. So they spend almost. What's wrong here?
Almost their time. Almost
Almost
their oh
of no.
all the time.
Almost all their time to. This is a very common mistake. I've had so many students make this mistake, so many in the past. I don't know why. It's in Vietnam a very common mistake to forget the word all after almost. Don't be one of them. So almost all their time to enjoy the atmosphere, not atmosphere,
Fear.
atmosphere, and enjoy the lifestyle at the beach. All right. So you're talking about this beach activities, all right? You can expand that. What exactly do they do? Play volleyball, swim, sunbathe, just a few minor examples that really enrich your speech. Don't like drop it that easily. And then moreover, which is actually moreover is used in writing, not in speaking that much. Well, it's something simpler.
Additionally,
Well,
in
addition,
addition,
in addition, they think that by exploring and discovering the lifestyle. Well, this just is this a bit incoherent? I don't understand what you're talking about. Discover what and explore what?
mm, I mean that uh, by exploring the lifestyle and discovering mm, the lifestyle there, people also learn something about local people and also
What local people? I thought they go to the beach. What local people are you talking about? The beach
uh,
people or something?
in Vietnam, people I can't
Well,
explain,
you
but
mean that, for example, in Hanoi you don't have a beach. That's what you're talking about. Well, I see, kind of, but it's a bit strange because, well, you're not that different from a Vietnamese person who lives near the beach, right? Are
I
you
mean
different?
that
Like, what is there to
yes, some
discover?
uh, discover the lifestyle,
The lifestyle near the beach. Okay. Uh,
discover
well, all right. Yes, I kind of get it, but it's a little bit on the awkward side. But in IELTS, that's fine. I guess you have something to say. That's the most important part, right? So they think that by exploring, discovering the was it the seaside or the coastal lifestyle there, they can learn something about the locals. Well, okay, yeah. The point is, you've kind of like doubled down on this beach thing, but you can mention several. Go to the beach, and at the start, right? The beach, this and that way you don't have to stay in one choice for too long. And that's the question, kinds, not like what's the most important activity, right? Just like give me a list. That's the question. It's very common in part three, and the second type is called opinions. So you only have two types in part three. Very simple. If you know how to answer one, now you know, and you will know next time. I'll tell you how to answer the other, and you'll be ready to answer all of them. Yeah. Just please do more of this. All right. Well done. I hope you've learned something new. Have you?
What?
I hope you have learned something new today. Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. And I just need you to keep doing this and keep in touch. Ask me questions. Ask me anything, even in Zalo. Like you have access to such a tutor as myself, and you're not using my services much. You know what I'm saying? Record yourself too. I told you, video. Maybe with your mom. Does your mom speak English? Maybe not, but you can still like ask her maybe to just at least listen there to you and gain more confidence speaking. Talk to your brothers, sisters, friends. Send me a video in Zalo. Show me that you want to improve. Yeah, it's fun too. I'm giving you something fun to do. I know it's stressful too, but I know what I'm doing. I give good homework. This one we haven't had the chance to finish, so maybe next time, yeah? Or maybe you can do it on your own. I think you don't really need me to study this video, right?
I have watched this video for about 5 times.
I mean, the whole
5 times.
video, 5 times. The
Yes.
whole video. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Before starting with you, I have watched this video for 2 times and after 3 times.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, it helps you understand how everything happens, so you become less worried. Yes, that's very good. Well done. This is the official made by by the people who created IELTS. So yeah. Now that's it. Let's practice more. I can give you a part two idiom. I'm sure you know this, but if not, then maybe you can try using it. When I saw the topic card, the first that sprang to mind was when I first saw, or initially saw, you could say, or just saw. Let's keep it simple. When I saw the topic card, the first, for example, here you have person, right? So you put person here. And so the topic card, the first person that sprang to mind was this Spanish football manager. Yeah. Try to use this from now on. It will enhance your vocabulary, give you that extra push to get a 6.5. Questions?
No. If I have some question, I will ask you in Zalo. Okay.